Hey guys, today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Building a House Part 1 Earthworks, Floor, Slabs, House Construction, Documentary, German Technology. So I think, obviously this is the first sort of like part of building a house. Obviously it's obviously part 1, but also because obviously I know that everything has to start with, like the floor. I would think that's like the main thing when you're building a house. Although I'm wondering actually if, they need to have, I think, a sort of foundation. I think you, like, when there's, you have, like, the actual dirt, when you're like, yes, I'm building a house here, and there's always going to be a lot of dirt. I think they must, like, flatten that part. It's, you can't build something if it's, like, in an uphill or something. It's, like, it's flat, and they have to, like, the terrain has to be probably flattened, and they have to, like, compact the actual, like, the dirt. And then I'm wondering if they have, like, because I've seen some foundations of sort that I don't really know how they work, but this, like, I think wooden platforms or some sort of platform, and then I think they may, like, pour the concrete in over there, I think, and then they put, like, the floor slabs, as in, like, whatever sort of material that you're choosing for your floor. I think it's something like that. I think I'm skipping a part. I think I'm gonna be totally wrong, but I think that's like the actual, I don't know, your tiles, whatever it is that, or maybe if you have like wooden floors or whatever it is that or marble floors. I think maybe that's the last part. It's like you're gonna have cement or some other material, and then they start building like the walls and stuff. But I think maybe the last part is like the finishing touches. That is like the actual floor that you've chosen, because it's like, well, yeah, because I'm wondering, you're gonna have like a lot of building, because this is part 1, so you're gonna have the walls, they have to still make obviously like their roof, and there's like a lot of finishing touches that they obviously the house needs. So it's like you're not gonna put marble or wood in there, because it's gonna get damaged as the other house, like as the rest of the house gets built. So I don't know, I'm thinking like it's something like that, but I don't know, I'm super curious to find out, so let's check it out.
Usually you build a house only once in a lifetime. Therefore everything should fit, be coordinated and work.
Yeah, hopefully.
As a builder, there are of course many questions here.
The topic of building a house is very complex.
It is.
How do you build a house? How does it work? Which trades are involved in building a house, and what does the client have to do?
So curious about this.
What does he have to prepare?
The sampling of the kitchen should be completed before the start of construction.
We have accompanied the entire construction of a typical solid house in Germany for more than half a year.
Okay, so it's like 6 months.
Electrics, interior fittings, stairs. We were involved in every important step, from the first floor work to the finished house.
You just have to like place them.
Everything is still calm on the empty building plot, but in a few days the house construction will start here. And this is what the house should look like. A floor slab, no basement, solid walls,
oh, they don't have a basement.
2 full floors, closed with an elegant tent roof and a canopy over the front door.
This looks like magic.
Modern city villa of the Braille 210 type, with 140 square meter of living space. What looks so simple here in computer graphics takes time in normal life, unfortunately a little longer. Construction time for the city villa, 6 months. And let's go. The earth. Every house needs a stable subsurface.
Of course.
The existing soil is removed to a depth of 50 centimeters to make room for the stable filling material, construction sand, on which the base plate will stand. The surveyors mark the dimensions of the base plate. To do this, determine the side edges and mark them with nails.
Oh my god, okay.
A total of 8 points, which will later be connected with cords. The crossing areas of the cords are the corner points of the base plate. The builders are also on site on the first day of construction. After all, they have been waiting for the moment for a long time. For Irina and Tobias Blotto, the dream of owning a home should come true.
We are looking forward to the house, just that living in the house, you have lived in apartments long enough.
Exactly.
okay, they
You
have never
have
lived
great
in a house.
neighbors here.
Wonderful cohesion. And simply, your own garden, your own house.
Oh,
Enjoying
yeah.
the sun.
They're apartment dwellers.
The two have to be patient a little longer, but it is
Yeah.
progressing. The construction sand is coming.
Oh, it's a special type of sand?
This will completely fill the excavation pit again.
Why did they remove it then? Oh, because this is a special sand.
It is important to compact with the vibrating machine so that the foundation does not give in later.
That's such a scary concept. How do they know if it's compacted enough?
The subsoil is ready and construction can begin. All Braille houses
Already?
are proprietary developments of the Braille Company. Designed by Mario Brandenburg, the managing director of Braille.
Okay, is the architect?
Our city villa Braille 210 is our entry model. 2 full floors, ideal for a family with 2 children, a so-called standard house. But you don't
Okay, so
have
like
to
3
build
bedroom
according to
or
the
4?
standard. You can also reschedule any house according to your individual wishes. And here at our builders we see how to make an individual design from a Braille 210 house. We have integrated a very spacious bay area with a roof opening, which in turn in the floor plan, in the hallway creates more living space or creates more freedom of movement. This rounds ultimately the overall picture of this house.
The foundation of the house is being built today at the Blothouse construction site. The floor plate, the strip foundations on which the load-bearing walls rest, and the empty pipes for electricity and water pipes have already been
Oh my
installed.
god, I forgot that with the water pipes. Yes. Oh my god, it's an
Continues
installation
with a
thing.
bubble wrap. Then the formwork comes. The formwork defines the dimensions of the floor slab. The 8 measurement points, the nails, are the default. The formwork is placed exactly to the string. Precise work is extremely important here, so that the edges run exactly straight and the base plate gets the right size. Now the rebars are coming. And so that nothing shifts when pouring concrete, strap everything nice and tight.
Okay, it's just like
The
metal.
concrete
those
can
metal
flow.
pieces. Hey, what is that?
For the approximately 10 by 10 meters large floor slab, a total of 25 cubic meters, approximately 60 tons of concrete are placed
It's
in the
concrete,
formwork.
okay. Oh, that's where
It
the
is
concrete
important to evenly distribute
concrete
and
tank.
prevent air pockets. Therefore, poke again and again with the scraper.
What happens if you have air pockets?
Done.
It's so perfectly straight.
Now the concrete has to be compacted. The
Okay.
surface vibrator conducts high-frequency vibrations in the concrete. This increases the flowability of the fresh concrete. Air pockets rise to the surface and can leave. This is the way to give the concrete its perfect, dense consistency.
It's a safety thing, I think.
Smooth with the peel-off surface.
Looks so perfect, like I love how smooth it is. It's very visually appealing.
Done.
I want to swim in
Now
there.
the
I know that
base
it's
plate
concrete,
has
but it
to
looks so
harden.
smooth. Okay, so it was more or less what I thought it was gonna be, but actually not really. I knew that it was like they had to like take out. I thought, because in my mind, I think I've seen like when they're building houses, there's like a foundation thing, but I don't know if what I've seen and what I think is a foundation is this or after this, because it's like, yes, it's the groundwork, but then do they just immediately start building like the walls from there, or there's like an extra step that I'm missing and they have to like also raise, there's a platform, and then it's like where they build, like they start putting, you know, the masonry and the other, like maybe the columns, or you know, they don't have columns, it's just like the masonry and the bricks and all. But it's like, or they just start sticking the things like in the concrete. I think that's the question that I have. But it's okay. I think I have a lot of questions as well. It was, again, because I think I got the general idea that it's just like you have to excavate. But I'm wondering, like, is it because this one doesn't have a basement, which I think is important to notice. Because what happens if you have a basement? If with basements, do they have to excavate even further? And I'm guessing maybe they have, yeah, because I think you need to have like, because this one is just like the ground floor and the groundwork is just like one thing, you know, it's just like one big square. But it's, you know, if you have a basement, do you have to like actually put like a thing, like, oh, the basement's gonna be over there, so you have to like excavate that like 3 meters, well, no, 3 meters I think is actually small. I don't know how many, I don't know, 6 meters, I have no idea. Also like about heights, I don't know. But you have to like excavate to a certain point in one part of the what would be your house, and then you have to like excavate that further, and you have to like maybe build, yeah, because how do you with the walls? Oh my god, it's like I'm thinking about it and I have no idea how basements work and how they, well, not how they work, how they're built, especially like knowing this. It's like, okay, so where did you put the basement? Because obviously the basement is like it's below the ground, so do you have to like excavate it, and there's gonna be like like, I don't know, like in like a tomb or something. I don't know. It's very curious to find out. But also I think it's all like, it's crazy. And also like because is it in a standard sort of like measurement? They know, I can't remember how do they measure, like how much do they have to excavate, like, but obviously they know, like it's just like maybe half a meter, I don't know, but they knew, it's like, yes, you have to like lay down the thing, and you have to like take out all this dirt and all this soil. And then it's like, but I don't really understand, because I knew they had to compact it, but I didn't really know that there's like, you have to bring special soil. So it's that a special soil, just a standard for builds in general, that you need to actually put in, you have to like fill it again with that soil, and you have to like remove all that soil, all that dirt, because maybe it's just like moist, because I'm thinking, well, why would you do that? Because it's just like you're excavating it, and then you're filling it in. But I think it's just because of that soil. You need to have special soil that I'm guessing is like very dry, so it can be compacted. And because I think soil, although some types of soil, depending on when you're building actually, because some sort of soils and dirt, they are sort of like moist, which I don't think it's a good thing if you're building a house, because I think you obviously need to have a strong foundation. So it's not, if it has like a lot of water in it, like it's gonna move around. So obviously that's not good. So that soil, I'm thinking it's probably is like very dry soil, or maybe it's just, but it's natural soil, right? Or maybe it's a material that they actually like prepare for construction things in general. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it has a lot of like pebbles, or maybe not. I have no idea. That again is like in a special material that they use it, and I'm guessing that's why. That I'm also wondering, okay, but what happens if you're building in a place where it has like the natural soil in this particular area is very dry, and it's very similar to that? So did you just start building it like that? Do you actually have to fill the thing? And maybe, yeah, you have to fill it. I think maybe you need to excavate it, because otherwise, can't you just like build it in the normal, like you're choosing the place and it's like, yes, I'm building it here, and then you start doing the thing? Maybe not actually, because you also have to like pour the concrete. So it's like, okay, and how do they know how much concrete is like that? Because that's a foundation. How do they know like how thick should it be? And if it's a building, or if it's a townhouse or some bigger constructions, do they also like, is the foundation, is the concrete the thickness gonna be larger, maybe. I don't know. It's like it feels me so many things. And also I'm wondering, because I'm looking at it like that, it's like, what happens if you're building a building, for instance, like that? Obviously you need, it's not just like the scale of it that's going to be bigger, like obviously the surface area is going to be bigger. But also, again, you have like an underground parking lot. So how do they do that? If I'm wondering, if my mind's broken just thinking about a basement, I cannot even imagine how would it be just actually like how underground parking spaces are actually built. Like, I think my mind would be absolutely broken. It's like, no, I have no idea. It's like magic. I don't know how it works, but it's gonna be. I don't know if there's videos about it, but it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, I love it, and I think it's like all these people. I think you've heard about, when you hear like, yes, construction workers. I knew that it was like a very tough job and it's a hard job to do. But looking at it like this, when you're seeing like the evidence, like, oh my God, these people, because it's not just because I think when people refer to it, construction workers, like it's a pretty tough job. I think they're expecting, and I think my idea is that yes, because you have to be constantly like carrying like pretty heavy things around, and obviously you're working outside in the harsher elements, like it's just under the sun. You're gonna be super hot every time, and obviously you're sweating because you're like carrying a bunch of like building materials that are gonna be like super heavy. But it's not just that. It's like, okay, obviously that's a part of it, but I think you gotta be like so smart as well, and because everything has to like, it's everything has to be like super measured out. Everything has to be as specifically as it is, because you have to follow those plans. So because again, especially like this, because it's the foundation, it's the ground floor. Like if this is something's wrong with this, like I don't think like your house is gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a disaster. So this, I think, it's the easiest part in a way, because it just looks easier in the sense of like there's like fewer people working, and it's just like you're just seeing like, again, excavation, and then they have to like pour the concrete and all of that. But it's like, yeah, but it's actually the most important part. I think that's what I believe, because again, it's like, it's the foundation. If those foundations are wrong, or if there's something wrong with them, or if someone makes a mistake, then the whole house can like fall apart. I don't know. I think I find it like so stressful. Like this is a stressful situation, and I think it's a stressful job, because again, it's not just, it's like it's physically very taxing. It's also like mentally taxing, because you need to like you have to know what you're doing, and it takes, I think, a lot of like logic, and again, being very careful. So it's like, my respects to them, seriously. I knew that construction workers like really had it's a tough job, but like I didn't know that it was like this to this amount. It's like, okay, but yeah, I really like this video. I feel like I learned a lot, but also I feel like I have more questions now. So good for it. I feel like I learned, but also a lot of questions. But that was it for today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.